Well, the Filipinos, they're good for guerrilla warfare, man.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. We could hide in trees and we could get you from the shadows, buddy. With a blow dart.
You're losing it a little bit. Try and get it back.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. Alan told me recently that you don't like the sound of your voice on this podcast?
I don't like the sound of my voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you've only...
It's just me, though.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Me.
Once you get like a solid hour of your voice recorded and in your ears, it all sounds the same.
You get over it. We're all just critical of our own voices.
Well, then.
Yeah. And so
now's your chance to do a 5-minute monologue. So when you play this back, you can get your confidence.
I have something set up.
This is from Macbeth.
I'm hungry.
Again? Wait, what?
I just had some of that banana tapioca.
I thought you just had a stomachache.
I did, but like, I don't know. I don't really know.
Wait, so it helped.
Going on.
It helped.
It helped, yeah. That banana tapioca that your mom made, that really helped my tummy.
I did hear you scream as you were running up the stairs. This is exactly what my stomach needed.
I was like, when you brought it, and I saw those floating bananas in the tapioca.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, how'd you know?
It's all the fiber, dude.
Dude, it's soothed my stomach. Like I feel much better.
That's good.
Because I just chowed down on a Chipotle burrito prior to this after working out, so I earned that burrito.
You don't have to explain yourself to us, sir.
Yes. I don't know. It's it's just previous obese guilt where I have to like justify my diet.
But I also had an apple and I drank water the whole time.
Yes, and it's like all good. Like I really worked out and earned it.
And I'll vomit afterwards.
Yeah, that's how I lost all my weight initially.
Ping.
That and heartbreak.
What? Heartbreak.
Yeah, that's how I lost my weight at first initially.
Right.
Yeah. We remember. We were there, except for Melissa.
Yeah, she wasn't there.
Which is fine. She came in at the right time.
She was there.
She was there
she
right
came in at
after.
the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that she made the.
You lost a decent amount of weight, though.
I had a big ass head, right? I was like too skinny for my.
You grew
For
into
your
your
hat,
head. You
dude.
grew into your head.
Right? What?
You used to wear a hat and your face was like bigger than your hat.
And you
Yeah.
wouldn't wear
I
that
was
hat.
fine,
You
like
wouldn't
the
wear
right
that hat
size.
on your head. You would just like jauntily place it on top of
Oh,
your
it looked
head.
like a yarmulke.
So it looked like you had
Yeah.
like an extra like 3 inches of head.
Dude, I used to not wear it straight forward. I used to
Nope.
tilt it
Sideways.
at an angle because
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I saw one person in high school wear it that way, and I was sold. But I did not have the same head shape as that person in the high school.
It would be like back a little bit.
Like
wouldn't
that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Where the lid is kind of facing up. There we go. But not to that extent, but ish.
No, it was to this extent.
It's okay. And I had the bear necklace. I thought I was stunting back then.
I
We
wish
all
I
made
still
some-
had that picture, man.
We all made some
Yeah.
bold choices in high school, and it did okay for the time being. But I think everybody makes bold choices in high school, and that's why we're able to look back at it years later and be like,
If anyone looks the same, it's Alan. Alan, you look like very similar to how you did 12 years ago.
Hey, that's good, man.
You're
I'm
ageless.
not getting old.
you're a lot buffer.
But
Yeah.
when I hit 50, I'm going to get hella old.
You think all at once?
Yeah.
That's what happens to Asians.
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to Asians. It just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, well, fuck.
The padding in between your vertebrae just you lose
2 inches
3
shorter.
feet to your height.
That's the dust that gives dragons wings.
That's what it is. The dragons could thank the Asian community. Actually,
They have a lot to thank the Asian community for, actually.
yes.
Did you see Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
What did I say?
Shang-Chi.
I'm sorry, how's it spelled?
Spell Shang-Chi, man.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Oh,
man.
Alejandro. How's it spelled?
Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
I haven't either.
Wait, so now it's Shanghai nude.
Shanghai Noon, right?
Oh, so we've all been saying it
Oh,
wrong.
I think I just won something there.
Ah, no, that's
Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, but that you know.
Shang-Chi. If it's Shang-Chi, then it's Shanghai Noon.
Well, with Owen Wilson being one of the leads, you could say Shanghai, but this is like a Asian-led cast, so let's say it correct, right? Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's really good.
Yeah, I hear decent things. I hear better things about it than Black Widow. I watched the first maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes of Black Widow. It's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard it wasn't the best. I haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet.
Same.
But yeah.
I feel like if it was so, I would have watched all of it, right? You know, I love comic books and stuff like that. But it was cool. It just didn't seem like they were doing anything new, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I hear. What Shang-Chi does really well is it seems like a new kind of take on
Yeah.
martial
Well,
arts movies.
it's like a very good martial arts movie. So Alan's brother, he's a movie critic, and so he was able to see it like pretty early.
Yeah,
like early enough.
3 weeks ago.
And
probably.
so I was listening to his podcast. He has a podcast, and they were talking about it, and he was saying like, it's very similar to how Black Panther was representative for the black community, because like this is like one of the biggest movie studios in the world, bringing recognition and attention to like an entire race. And so same for
Crazy
the
Rich
Asian culture.
Asians.
Crazy Rich Asians I have an issue with.
Oh.
Well, no, it's great that it gave like all that stuff, but like
Were you a little upset that they picked the top 5 Asian actors for the last like 10 years in Hollywood, and you're like, you couldn't have found anybody else? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see Ken Jeong in like a tentpole Asian film. Like, I know who Ken Jeong is. You probably should have got somebody
over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that would have been cool to get like lesser known Asians there. I mean, not that, but that's not what I'm mad
Like
at.
you should have been it.
That would have been awesome if they hit me up and just I would have played any role.
The lead.
That sure. I think I could play that role.
I think you could have. Then you'd be Snake Eyes.
That guy's way more handsome than me, but
Please. Do we want to try anything new for Highly Irrelevant?
Would you guys want to do an impression? I
We
was
can
talking to Christian
try.
about this.
we could
It's up to you. It's up to you.
We're bad.
Let's
Manny.
try impressions next time, but give us like a week to practice
yeah,
them,
of
because
course.
like I can't do impressions
On the
even
spot.
even
Yeah.
when I practice them, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing Jabba the Hutt for 20 years now, and I'm just now getting it. Like, no, it goes like this.
I have
actually
heard you
pretty
do that.
good,
It's
man.
pretty decent.
That's pretty
It's pretty
good,
decent.
I practice it more often than I would like to admit.
It's only useful when we're talking about Star Wars, though.
It's not useful ever, even when we're talking about Star Wars. people don't want to hear a Jabba the Hutt impression.
It's I think the only impression I have is like I hate that the Filipino accent is something that I have been associated with for the longest time, but I did that to myself because of high school improv.
Yes.
But I wish I could do like no, you don't even like my Cockney accent.
I don't like people faking British accents, period. Because it never sounds good to me.
Do British people get offended when Americans try to imitate their accent?
No,
I mean,
from what
I
I've
guess
seen.
If you're like in a London cab and you're like, "Oh, good day, mate," and they're just like, "Get the fuck out," like that, I could see happening.
That's
but
really offensive. Yeah.
no, I don't think they really give a shit. I think it's funny when British people try to do like American accents.
Because they always resort to like Valley Girls
Yep.
or
It's
surfer
always
guys.
slow like English.
Yeah. How are
Can
you
I
doing?
have some water? And it's like, yeah, water. What's wrong with it? And they're like, it's water. And you're like, get the fuck out.
They put a lot of emphasis on the T's. That's right.
They like, here's the thing about British people. They pick one consonant per word to pronounce. And then they just forget everything else. Nothing else matters.
The beginning, the
Yeah.
first letter of the word.
They just pick one consonant. That's all they need to say. And then the further north you get, the less consonants they use. And then
It's just oi, oi, oi.
and then the closer to Scotland you get, the more vowels they just shove in there. They just shove extra A's in there and double
Why are they
G's
so-
and Y's. And
Their accent is so aggressive. Like, I don't understand how, as like a culture.
oh boy, have you heard a German accent, sir?
Yes, that sounds like if they're, a German person that is hospitable as fuck.
Yes.
Sounds like they're gonna kill you still.
If French is the language of love, German is the language of order. That's for sure. It's like the language to get shit done. I feel like if you said it in French, I'd be like, that's cute. Like I think if a guy in French cussed me out, I'd be like, oh buddy, he's saying French to me. But if a German guy cussed me out, I think I would be scared for my life. I might think he put a hex on me.
It's all like with how it is. Even when like a Filipino is mad, it's not that scary.
Ooh, when immigrants or bilingual people are angry and then they switch to their original language to like
yeah.
that's the best.
That's
how
entertaining.
That's how you learn bad words.
Well, when I'm watching, so my mom, she watches Filipino soap operas.
They're called soap operas.
That's exactly what just to her. Yes, I got your joke now. Oops. When she's watching that, I'm watching all of these, their monologues are so dramatic, and I can't take them seriously because instead of getting mad in their native tongue, they switch to English. And so it is thick Filipino accents on English as they're getting mad at each other.
Can you give us a little bit?
How can you do that? I can't believe that was my mother and you did that? You'll be hearing from me. Some shit like that.
Is the rest of the show in Tagalog?
Yeah, and then like when they're speaking
Yeah.
regularly to each other, they're speaking Tagalog.
There's usually like a 10-minute crying scene. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like an angry crying scene. I'm like,
Yes.
dang.
And the zoom-ins are horrible with Filipino soap operas. Like, dun dun, and it pushes in on the face.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I cannot take this seriously. And my mom over here is just eating this shit up. She loves it. You know, something that, and I think I've talked to you guys about it before, but Filipinos, when they dirty talk, that can't be sexy. Right? I told you, like, a lot of, like, Filipino dirty words, you take one syllable and you repeat it twice. So, like, obviously there's pek, which is vagina. There's titi, which is penis. There's pukengkeng, which is another way to say vagina in Tagalog. There's puki, which is the action of fucking. I think that means in and out, in and out. Now think of those words. These are words that we, you know, would say in bed, right?
Not me.
But not in Tagalog. Yeah, of course, not in Tagalog. But imagine like overhearing two Filipino immigrants getting down and dirty
Like you're walking to your hotel room
Yeah.
and you just like you pass by.
in the hallway of the hotel room. You're
Well,
like,
because the door is cracked open a little bit, right? Isn't that part of your guys' culture, or is that just you?
that's just me because I have a fucking cat that needs to use the litter box.
Okay, so
man.
let's say I'm walking past your hotel room.
Okay, not mine. That's what I'm saying.
okay.
I don't dirty talk to Melissa in Tagalog.
That would
Ay,
be.
malaki yung dede mo. Malaki yung dede mo. Masarap yung pek mo. See, that's already not attractive.
I didn't enjoy hearing that at all.
Yes. Now imagine being part of that culture.
You know what? Hey, everybody's got a mate. So somebody likes it. It's like a Boston accent, right? Somebody likes a Boston. Oh yeah.
I'll take a Boston accent over a Filipino accent any day. Oh yeah. Is that a Boston accent, dude?
Oh, this is wicked awesome.
I'm walking.
That movie takes place in New York, which is not Boston.
Walking.
That's technically a New York
How you
accent.
doing? How's your mother? How's your father?
Brooklyn.
Oh, that's a Brooklyn accent. Boston.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I was watching Boardwalk Empire.
Very nice.
And-
Another show that you brought up 4 or 5 times.
I'm just like into it, dude. hey, man.
I like that show. No, it's a great show. It's a great show.
You do the same thing too. You feel like I've been watching Survivor lately.
Yeah, but
like,
Survivor's no, Boardwalk Empire is actually way
You know
cooler.
it's
Yeah,
really
I love,
fucking
I
cool.
love Boardwalk Empire. And you know when I was rewatching it,
What?
I was talking about it a lot too, remember?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
proceed.
there is a girl with an Irish accent.
Yes.
And as I'm watching it,
That's
I'm
brave.
trying to imitate it. What?
That's Brave.
That I was trying to imitate it?
No, that's the girl who does the voice for Brave.
Oh, I was like, this is. I thought you were saying, Christian, you're so brave. You're watching the show and you're trying to work on accents. As someone that's trying to like be a comedian, accents are important. So it's so brave of you.
You hear what you want to hear, pal. You hear what you want to hear.
Anyway, I was trying to imitate it, and I was like trying to. I was a little drunk too, and I was trying to like really analyze the placement of the voice for an
Yeah.
Irish accent. It feels like it's like right behind the front teeth
Yeah.
on the top of your roof, and so she's talking like this. Talking.
What?
I
I studied,
don't like charity cases.
I studied a little bit of Irish too. When I was working the Dickens Fair, the character that I was playing was from Ireland.
Ah, yeah.
And so for a little bit, I was studying Irish accents, and I was studying like Conor McGregor, trying to get like a Dublin accent going. It's pretty difficult.
Let's hear it,
Let's hear it,
Oh,
man.
I don't even know if I can even do it anymore.
dude. I just did it. I don't know. I mean, we're just gonna be horrible at these impressions.
Oh, you know,
I love the process.
because it takes me. Because here's why I have to do it that way.
Why?
Because Connor kind of stutters and repeats his
Yes.
act, right?
Yeah,
and that's where I learned and based my Irish accent off of his. And then there's always like specific words that get me into a certain accent. So I, like they don't say Ireland, they say Ireland.
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 Oil, like oil land. Ireland.
Welcome to Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You know what I like is I think it's is it English accents or Australian accents when they say no? It's like nah.
I don't know that.
I actually know. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I think they
Nah.
go like this. No, thank you.
No,
Oh,
Australia.
yeah. They're like, no.
No.
No, dear boy. It's like this.
No, you sound like
I had it good in the beginning.
you sound like a witch with a cauldron trying to cook two children.
No,
That's what I'm
children.
thinking. Alan, let's hear you do impressions, man.
I can't do impression. I'm
The
like a
impressions were
worst
your idea.
Hey man, I'm
This
just a
man comes
producer.
into the-
Dude, I'm the producer, man.
This man comes in today and says, we're doing impressions. And we were both like, yeah, that's hard, Alan. And then here we are doing them
Doing these
anyways.
impressions.
I can't do impressions.
Come on, dirty talk in Tagalog, man. Dirty talk with me in Tagalog.
I'll come back in a week.
You always want people to hit on
I'm
you.
not saying it on me.
Pretend I'm a girl and dirty talk to me in Tagalog, Alan.
Dude, speaking of Conor McGregor, that made me think of like boxing, and that made me think of like Pacquiao. I always thought it was so funny how after some fights, Pacquiao would try to advertise his singing career.
Wait, did he?
He sang a little bit. He used to throw
Oh.
concerts.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Very popular singer in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
He used to be like, oh, after the fight, this guy's like eyes are gushing
Oh my god.
with blood, and he'd be like,
Sweat everywhere.
he would advertise later this Thursday. We'll be singing at the Orpheum. I want all of you to be there. I'll sing the classic hits. I'm Manny Pacquiao. Thank you. And like, Manny, you just got done fighting, yo. Take a break.
Well, did he win?
Yes, he.
Well,
yeah,
well, then it's
back
all right.
then.
It's
Yeah,
all right. Like,
yeah.
if he got beat up and he was like, you know
that'd
what,
be
come to
even
my
funnier.
concert.
That would be funnier if he lost.
I'm tired of this. Do my concert. It's what I'm happier.
Even though I lost today, I will win and steal your hearts with my voice.
And people are like, aren't you a senator or something? Don't you have more important things to be doing?
Don't you, Manny? Choose one thing.
Didn't
Figure it
people
out.
elect you? And why are you playing basketball too? Pick something.
Filipinos, honestly, they have the heart of gold when it comes to basketball.
Best fight I've ever seen in the Olympics was the Filipino basketball team against the Australian
I
basketball
saw
team.
that, man. That was
It's
insane,
great.
dude.
They fought?
Everyone's
Oh.
like flying everywhere, dude. They're like tackling
Kicks.
each other.
Yeah,
Flying?
there's flying kicks.
Oh, yeah, there's some
Punches,
crazy
bro.
shit, dude. It
Some
was-
people come out of nowhere just swinging. It's a good sports fight. It's not as good as the Malice at the Palace, but nobody does it better than Detroit.
Well, the Filipinos, they're good for guerrilla warfare, man.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. We could hide in trees and we could get you from the shadows, buddy. With a blow dart.
You're losing it a little bit.
Tranquilizer.
Try and get it back. Try and get it back. I think machetes, right? That when in the Spanish American War, the Philippines had you guys had a bunch of machetes that they killed Americans with.
Dude, with such a vulnerable country like the Philippines, because like every country tried to invade us and succeeded.
Kind of. Y'all still
Eh.
sustain. You're just like, we'll take the Spanish language, and then like, well, now we'll take the Japanese Asian culture, and it's like, now we'll take the American stuff.
But you know,
always very adaptable. Very
a lot
pliable.
of the Philippines, it's predominantly Muslim. Like a lot of the islands there, they just have a lot of tribes that are, well,
Southeast Asia. That's
Yeah.
very Muslim predominant.
Yeah, so it's-
Indonesia has a lot of.
yes, predominantly Muslim,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is something that I learned later on too. Well, and so that's crazy, man.
Yeah, to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. Religion's such an interesting thing.
Yeah. I think we should make sure that everybody gets their religion tattooed on their forehead. So we just know up front. There's no hiding. Just let's make it clear. Right?
So for Catholics, it would be a cross, I'm assuming.
No, it just says Catholic.
Oh, you were saying straight up
Yeah.
Buddhist.
And that one's written in Old English, right? And then when you're a Buddhist, you just get like a picture. You get to pick your favorite Buddha. You get a picture of Buddha on your head.
I'll go with Siddhartha, please.
If you're Muslim, that one's gonna be kind of tough because people get kind of scary with it. So that one will be a little more subtle. That one will just be like a teardrop, and then
There's going to be a lot of confusion then because there's a lot of inmates that have teardrops on them.
a lot of Islam in the penitentiaries as well. Not to be a dick. Is this going in? This is
Maybe.
pretty hot. Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. Alan, how you doing, man?
What were some of the impressions that you wanted us to do? I'm down to try one.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh man. Huh, guys? Right?
Who would be?
Right?
Oh, that's
Hey,
horrible.
this is easy.
Big spoiler.
Do Shaq. I think you could do it a good Shaq. You have a deep voice.
When you sign up with the general,
No, that just sounds like a
Icy hot.
military. Like,
I see. No, just
I don't know anything about pizza. Sorry about Papa John's. And I decided to put a cheeseburger on pizza.
not
And
him.
also home Krispy Kreme.
horrible impression.
Oh, Charles Barkley. Oh,
He doesn't just say the
Charles
names. He doesn't
Barkley.
even say his full name.
Charles
He calls him
Barkley.
Chuck, man.
It is me, Shaquille O'Neal, star of the NBA,
You know what? You killed it.
captain
You killed it.
all right, man.
of the world, Shakalakazoom. Shaq's Kazam is on Disney Plus,
Is it?
and so
Get
is
out of town, really?
And so is First Son. What's the one with Sinbad as a Secret Service member?
I have no clue.
One of my favorite movies as a kid.
Remember, there was like this whole thing about like
That everyone thought that Sinbad was in a movie where he was a genie, and
Was
it was actually
Shazam,
Kazam because it's
'cause-
Shaq.
Yes.
It's not Shazam. Yes, dude. That's one of the Mandela effects things.
That's exactly. The Mandela effect is such a weird thing. Like how everyone thought the famous phrase from Star Wars is Luke, I am your father. But there's no Luke. He doesn't say Luke, I am your father. He just says, I am your father.
Or like the Berenstain Bears and the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. The brain's an interesting thing. I mean,
Or are we all stupid?
how's your memory as of late?
Great.
Is it like spot on?
Lockbox.
Really? No, give me an honest.
4 days ago for breakfast, I had egg and cheese burrito that I made myself. I heated up the tortilla in the microwave for 30 seconds. What else you want?
That's all you got to say to prove how good your
Name
memory
all
is?
your teachers from the 6th grade.
Ooh, that's a great game. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that was gone out of my mind come the 7th grade.
I was trying to remember who my 7th grade science teacher was.
Yeah.
Cannot remember who my 7th grade science teacher
Who
was.
was my secretary?
I know my 6th grade science teacher was Mr. Rogers.
I was probably in that class.
I think we were.
Yeah.
And then my 8th grade science teacher was Mr. Horn. Maybe he was my 7th grade science teacher.
Dude,
Yes. And then my 8th grade was Miss Williams. Boom. Got it.
wait, do you guys remember that there was a science teacher in middle school that got in trouble because apparently he was like recording?
Was it Mr.
I think it was Mr.
Lewis?
The ghost
Mr.
looking one?
Lewinson. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah,
It was
he was
him.
weird.
Apparently he had like VHS tapes of like recordings of students
Oh, hell
in the
no,
classroom.
dude.
And I don't know what the specifics are. I'm going to have to bleep out his name.
I wonder if I'm on any of those videos. I
I'm
never get
famous.
picked. I never get picked.
I never get
They
picked.
never pick me.
How come teachers never want to hit on me?
Cute kid.
No, I can't. I don't think any teacher would want to hit on me.
One of the worst things that ever happened to me in middle school, which really embarrassed me, but like it's only something that I've ever had to deal with, was one time a teacher was, I think she was scolding me, and she was sitting at her desk, and I like looked at, like I was just looking down because I was feeling bad, but she thought I would like look down to glance at her boobs, but I wasn't, and then like she like covered her boobs and like this, and I remember thinking like I wasn't even looking. Like, you're old and gross. I wouldn't. I'm just. You're yelling at me. Where else am I supposed to put my eyes?
Sorry, man. You should
And
be
you're
flattered.
sitting. Why are you sitting down and yelling at me? I'm tall.
Did you say this?
No, this all went through my head, and I've had years to just sit on it, just
Oh, my God.
pent up and just building and building and building. The day of reckoning will come.
Have you ever caught someone checking you out? I think as like
Yeah.
men, like I don't ever. I'm already oblivious. Melissa knows that I'm extremely oblivious. But or do girls even check guys out like the way that
Yeah.
guys check girls out?
Totally.
They'll give you the eye.
You guys look at butts, huh?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but it's not. It's not like a big deal.
It's not the end all be all.
Gotcha. It's not like how guys analyze women's butts.
How do guys analyze women's butts?
They just look. No, I'm not saying like a specific way, but like to the extent of a guy looking. Help someone help. Alan, help.
Nope. Here's a shovel. Go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, keep going.
Hey, stop!
We're all here.
Stop!
I went to a show recently out in Berkeley. This is Amigo and the Devil's hat that I got.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a type of music that I was introduced to called murder folk.
Oh, that's the genre.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, can you break it down? What does murder folk mean?
You know, I don't actually know.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, I always have a good time.
Was there mosh pits?
There was a circle going, and I had some fun running in the circle.
Oh, I did see. It was like your
Yeah.
first.
Circle.
Yeah, is that what you call it?
That's what I called it.
Okay. What do the people that go to these regular events? What do they call them? Is it a mosh pit? That's
A
what
circle.
mosh pit.
No, not exactly, because a mosh pit's a little different and far more violent. That's
I don't
more-
know if I'd want to do that.
It's pretty fun, bro. You'd want to do it.
No, I already get like upset when it's really packed. I remember one time when I was 18, there was like this EDM club that was popular in San Francisco, 18 and up. And everyone
talking
wanted
about
to
City
go
Nights?
every single Wednesday. No, it was like, I forget what it was called. But I would go there and I'd be like, why do you guys like it here? I have like 5 elbows jabbing me at the same time. Everyone's sweaty. No
Yeah.
one's attractive. It stinks in here. The
Yeah.
music's not that good. And I still have to go home from San Francisco. It's like stressful.
I had a good time making the joke of, are they not going to bring out chairs at all during the show? Are we gonna?
Excuse me. You should have walked
Would you
around.
mind? I'm trying to watch the show.
You should have
here.
walked around with your ticket. Excuse me. Do you know where section A, row 17, seat B is?
It says seat floor. What does that? Does that mean I'm just sitting on the floor? It seems fairly dangerous.
You should went up to someone and been like, "Excuse me, you're in my spot."
The sound guy. Excuse me.
Excuse
Is this
me.
where I sit? It's the only seats I've seen in this whole area.
Get up on stage right next to the
Excuse me.
performers.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm looking for my seat. It
Yes.
says floor.
It says, and where is floor?
Boo! Get off.
Boo, get up. Thank you,
Somebody's
thank
like, Soy nombre es Flor.
you. You're stupid. Do you like that kind of environment? Like when it's
It was fun. I had a good time, but you know me. I'm not a big people person.
you can be. You can be. I think it depends on your mood. But like that's a different kind of interaction with people, yeah.
Yeah. Here was a crazy thing that I never experienced.
What?
In Berkeley, people right in front of the venue, they were making some weird like cash to cash exchange, and there was bags on the floors and stuff. And me thinking Berkeley, I thought they were doing like heroin right there but no, they were doing rapid COVID tests, which was a crazy thing to see. So like
Holy
instead of
shit.
them dealing drugs in front of this venue, they were doing rapid COVID tests so that they could get a negative test and go in. It was crazy cool.
That's
Well, I mean, not
insane.
cool, but it was a weird like twist.
Because I went to a concert like a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
they have like this app now where you have to like scan your shit,
Oh.
and they check like for sure if you're like negative or you're vaccinated.
But how
It's pretty
accurate
crazy, man.
are these rapid tests?
They'll give you
Depends on how much you pay.
false positive or false negative.
Yeah, that's what I've read up on. Like, I know that there's like these $40 self-testing kits that you could get from like a Walgreens or CVS, and like if you look at the reviews, it's like 250 one-star reviews and like 50 4-star and 5-star reviews, and so that's scary to me because especially like let's say I was reading the reviews and they're saying, I just got an error code and it's a one-time use, so you can't do it again. So you spent $40 for an error code and you still don't know? Or like people would get false positives. Or I think the worst thing you could
Yeah.
probably get is a false negative.
Negative, yeah.
That would be messed up.
I've seen a lot of false positives go around.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that thing is, but
But that's that's why you just like get tested at like if you have access to it and just wait 2 or 3 days like you should.
I get tested every couple of weeks. This guy comes to my house, knocks on the door, and we go out behind the dumpster, and he checks my blood for COVID. And, you know, I've been good since this all started, and this guy's making a killing. This guy's a great doctor.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I mean, I've never seen him wear a lab coat or wash his hands, but, you know.
No wonder you're always like limping whenever you're
I
walking
cry a lot in
around.
the showers.
Oh, that's what it is. That's not normal. You have issues, man. I think I tell you every week you have issues. But no, with the testing, like long ass Q-tips. Like I just got tested recently.
Yeah.
And it was like a self. I had to do it myself. It was crazy.
I've done that, yeah. When the CVS drive-thru, they make you do it yourself.
wait,
Yeah,
really?
and they just look
Yeah.
at you when it's happening.
At the CVS drive-thru, they slide it through like you're in prison, right? So they pull the drawer back, they put the stuff in. Is that where you went? Like to a CVS?
No, I went to a Kaiser, like a
Oh.
medical center. That's
I went to the CVS one a couple of times, and they just like put it in, and they like shove the box over, and so it comes out of this like glass metal thing. You have to reach in, pull it out, and then the lady like threw a piece like, all right, take it out and rub it around your nose for 10 seconds, then put it back in the tube, seal the bag, put it in the second box. You can keep the rest of the stuff and throw it away. I'll be here if you need help.
you don't know what to do.
And then I'm here just like, okay.
It feels like someone's watching you do something dirty. Like it's like
Yeah.
when I did it. By the way, that sounds like have you seen like gas stations late at night where they don't there's zero contact?
That's exactly, yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, sir, can I have a
So-
Orbit gum, please? Okay.
Normal people at that time are like, yeah, let me get a pack of smokes. Yeah, okay.
Dude, it's possible that my breath could stink at 2 a.m. But anyway,
You're the most nicest person. You're so innocent.
when I had to get tested, I went into Kaiser, and it was like these sections that were curtained off from the other people, and it was just this nurse just like, okay, go ahead, do it now. Your Q-tips in that bag, and it felt like
Do it now.
it felt like she was just watching me undress because she was just waiting, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna. I felt naked pulling down my mask, and she was just like, okay, deeper. Like, okay.
Are you crying? Now you've got it. There you
Actually,
go.
not that bad. Like I was scared that I was gonna hurt myself, but when you have control over
The depth.
yourself, yeah, because the lady that used to do it for me, like at my job, just went up in there.
Some of the people who did the tests were a little too aggressive. They're a little too excited to like have to give it back to the patients of the world. You know what I mean?
And they're really fast, so it's not like they accidentally did it. They know they know they're hurting us. Melissa said she got a nosebleed every single time.
Oh,
They know they're hurting us. Why do they do it to us?
Did you guys get the throat swab?
No, I've never
Dude,
done that.
I gagged when they did it. I was like, dude,
Hey,
this
Alan,
is the
that's not
worst.
a COVID test.
Hey, man.
This was also behind a dumpster.
It tastes bad, too. Like
I bet it does.
They go all the way in the back. And then,
You're such a kid. No, okay, keep going.
but yeah, it was just a bad experience overall.
Oh
'cause,
man. Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and do it for the ones you love.
You know, stop. So when I got my negative result,
Did you cry and say, "I thought I was positive"?
I wanted
This
to
is
be-
so bad.
I was telling my mom, like, and she'd just gotten tested recently too, and I was just telling my mom, and Melissa overheard this. She asked if I got my results. I was like, "Yeah, I came out negative," and she was like, "Not me," and I was like, "What?"
What?
And she said, "I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't get my results yet."
Oh.
And I was like, "Mom, you phrased that so bad. A, you're standing right in front of me. And B, why are you smiling?" She said, "Not me."
I would love if your mom was like an emergency room doctor who had to like give people the worst news and be like, "Your son dead." What?
What?
Your son.
Your son did great.
We were doing surgery, and he did great. He'll be walking out here in a minute. Like, oh, I thought you said he's. Oh yeah, no, he is dead. But he did
She
a good
would
job.
be the
thanks.
worst. I would love to see my mom give a political speech, get up on a podium, and be like, "My brothers and sisters."
Who's she talking to? The Brothers of Islam?
No, the brothers and sisters of
Who is she,
America.
Malcolm X? Look at yourselves.
I don't think I could take her seriously.
How she asked you to like proofread her work emails.
Oh,
Oh,
my God. She's gonna
yeah.
hate that I'm talking about this, but like when she worked for the state, she was a supervisor, and so she would have to like, you know, give reviews to her employees and like send emails out. But she wanted so badly to make sure that her grammar was right, and so she would send it to me, a kid in high school, and be like, "Can you make sure that my English is good? Would you put apostrophe here, a comma here?" And like they'd be run-on sentences, the longest sentence.
Yeah, you're. That's very common, I think, for sons of immigrants and children of immigrants to. I mean, that's very common in the Mexican community to have the kids read the bills to their parents just so that they know what's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
hey man, welcome to America.
Thank you. I've always been here. I've never left.
Welcome.
You want to do an improv scene?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
We're already standing here with our palms out. Might as well touch.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, ladies, sit down. Men, stand up. It's our time. Highly irrelevant. Mom Baltazar, thank you for joining us here today on CNN Live News. We are here to discuss your standings and your reasonings why you should be governor of California. Real quick, I'm going to start off as hard as I can. Why do you think we need to keep cats and dogs separate at all times?
Because they always fight, and I don't want them to fight. It's very similar to the politics of America. Let's say one side of the politicians are cats. Let's say the other side are dogs. Keep them separate. They don't fight. Thank you. My name's Rosemary.
Thank you very much. Follow-up question for that. Some people say you are killing it in the demographics all over America because you are able to, as your opponent says, dumb it down. How do you feel about that statement?
Well, you know, dumb it down has a negative connotation, but I'm able to flip it on my opponent because simplicity is happiness, and happiness is simplicity. Thank you very much.
Thank
I'm
you.
Rosemary
Thank you.
Baltazar.
And your slogan is happiness is simplicity, simplicity is happiness.
Yes, but you, if you want to...
A bit complicated of a quote for somebody to say that simplicity is the best. Wouldn't you say?
I would
And
say.
how do you feel about the fact that you got $600 million from the CPAC out of northern Arizona?
I would like to thank them, and I'm going to put that in the facets of this country that need financial help.
Excellent. Last question here for you. Your original job.
I worked in a nursing home.
Do you ever kill anyone in there on purpose?
No, what? Why
No?
would you say that?
Do you remember a man by the name of Edgar Smith?
Cut to 1982. San Francisco. It's the nursing home on East and 5th. You see a young Rosemary Baltazar who goes by Rose walking. She has a boombox on her shoulder and she's slapping Tagalog disco funk. Okay. She's entering the nursing home. Are you Edgar Smith?
Yes. You must be my new nurse.
I'm Rosemary Baltazar.
It's a lovely accent. Are you from Australia?
I'm from the Philippines.
Never heard of that.
I've been sent here by Manny Pacquiao.
I don't know any of these words that you're saying.
To kill you.
Well,
We
just
see-
know
What?
a lot of men have tried to kill me, Rose,
But
but never a woman.
camera
I might-
pans out.
Might like this one.
Edgar removes all the tubes from his throat. Jumps up as if he's actually not injured.
And I've been prepping for this for years.
And it is a sword fight that happened. Ting, 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 ting.
Cut back to the CNN message. Today we have Edgar Smith's daughter here today. In fact, she wants to ask you just one single question. Edgrina Smith, come on in. Yes, Miss Baltus, I have one question.
Ask it. I don't know who you are.
How did my father die? How did my father die? It's okay, Edgrina. You can go backstage now. The question still stands, though, Miss Baltazar. How did Edgar Smith die?
Rosemary Baltazar gets up. she pulls a sword out and she says, Manny Pacquiao sent me. And this is on live television. And she kills Edgrina Smith
Cut
on
to
live television.
cut to the inauguration day, where she definitely wins now because of that. She is now king of America.
Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, everything is happiness, and happiness is simplicity.
From the shadows walks Edgar Smith's head, floating in a giant mecha warrior ship, and his head's like in a bottle that's kind of like floating, and he's clearly controlling the robot with just his brain. And he walks right up behind Rose and goes, "Your time has come, bitch."
Screen goes black. Scene.
That's great.
That's something.
That's great.
That's content, right?
That's cool, man.
Honestly, that's one of the most fun I've had in an episode, period. I'm going to draw what I believe Edgar Smith looks like. Just remind me to do that, otherwise I'll forget.
I really just want to play this montage of my mom walking.
I imagine she had like a
With the
dookie chain
boombox.
on, and she had like,
She always shows me and my brother pictures of her back then, talking about how skinny she is, and that were the reasons why she's fat now.
it's a pretty common mom thing to say.
She's been like blaming a lot of like her dietary issues on me. She'll bring McDonald's home.
You make me do this.
Yes, she's like, I thought you wanted chicken nuggets. I'm like, Mom, I told you I'm trying to
do
lose
not want chicken nuggets.
She brought it home one day because she thought you were coming over when we had recorded the day before. She was like, I thought Alex was coming over. I was like, Mom, you just wanted this 40-piece chicken nugget meal for yourself.
It's a great meal. She should download the McDonald's app. I get a free 20-piece nugget set.
She can't
once a
even
week.
have her own Venmo.
She's just giving money away to random people.
Dude, she
That's
would.
a nice name.
Always. There's like this thing in like, I think it's in immigrant culture where once you move to the States, all of your distant relatives that you've never met before but probably share the same middle or last name, they start hitting you up on Facebook. And they think that you just have like a bunch of money, and they always ask for donations and donations and donations. And my mom's a yes person. And so like those donations just add up and add up and add up.
I got a bridge to sell your mother then.
What are you going to sell her?
It's a reference to the guy who sold the Brooklyn Bridge twice, the world's best con man. Did you ever hear that story?
No.
This guy was able to sell the Brooklyn Bridge twice.
How does that, what do you mean?
You just talk and get people to believe you and sign paper and give you money, and then you just run away. Keep them away.
Wow. And you say you now own that.
Hey, man, congratulations on owning the Brooklyn Bridge. And then, like, the municipality of New York is like, what? What do you mean you own the Brooklyn
No,
Bridge?
you don't. That's just a piece of. Oh, that's a worthless piece of paper.
Yeah, this is a national landmark. You have a piece of toilet paper.
Have you heard those stories of like a guy? He would buy like a red paperclip off of eBay, and he would eventually like trade it and trade it and trade it on eBay.
That's Dwight Schrute from The
Until-
Office.
Did he? No. This is like a. This is an actual person
But that's also an actual episode from The Office.
inspired by that person, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think that's what it is because I heard it before The Office was the.
Does
thing.
art inspire life or does life inspire art?
It's like the whole chicken and the egg thing. It just repeats. It's a circle. What came first?
Water under the bridge, baby.
Baddies, thanks for tuning into the show. This episode is brought to you by Wild Heart Stones. If you need some fossils, gems, and sage, we have a website for you.
That's right. My friend Kyle, she's promised to bring us the best self-collected, self-selected, and treasured gems to you, all at very reasonable prices on her website, wildheartstones.com. Kyle and her father have been digging up these rocks all her life. Her dad was a geology professor back in the day, and they used to go to rock shows. They pretty much know everything that rock.
Nice. You guys could save 15% on all of your purchases. Just use promo code ICBTB at checkout. And a link to the website will be down in the description, or you can find it on our website at ICBTB.com.
Thank you guys so much. Wildheartstones.com.
Yeah, check
Thank
them
you,
out.
Kyle.
Enjoy the show.
You ever remember like when you have 24-hour radio shows and they kind of run out of stuff at like 3 a.m.? Have you ever listened to that kind of shit?
Oh, no, because I never really listened to radio.
Oh, man. By like the 3 a.m. talk radio session when they're trying to just fill space, they're like, yeah, so today I counted to 107. And here's more journey for you. Don't stop.
But that's like, to be a radio jockey, that's not that hard because all you have to do is really like talk. I know, I must be pissing off a lot of radio jockeys out there.
And they think that podcasting is incredibly stupid easy, and they're both difficult, Christian.
Well, there's just difficulty, yeah, with both platforms.
Agreed.
But like, let's say when you do just have, I guess the most difficult part is choosing the right music for that radio station. But then again, I don't even listen to radio that much anymore because we could just stream it whenever. I will say the one beautiful thing about radio is that when a song comes on, it feels like destiny if it's your song, right? As opposed, it's like, it's opposed to like just choosing it on Spotify. Like, of course you love this song but you chose it.
I put it in the playlist. I put it at the top of the list. There's
Yeah.
a reason why I hear this song all
But
the
then
time.
when it pops up when someone else chooses it, right? It
Yeah.
means so much more.
Like when someone goes to the jukebox and puts the song that you were going to put on.
Yeah.
You're like, I also like Duran Duran.
There's music is so great. Like I think one of my favorite ways of connecting with a person is sharing music and getting music from another person. It's like buying someone a cup of coffee, except you don't actually have to buy them and the coffee never runs out, right? Because like it's like hey, like here's a piece of me, and like it someone's playlist says so much about them, you know,
Sure.
right?
You're such a kind soul.
There's a lot of good things in life that can make us happy.
No, music is a really like telling thing about people. Like music is very, for some people don't give a shit about music, but that, their choice of dog is very telling. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got something that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why we have, fan clubs.
So like to form a community.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what everything really is.
That's what Facebook made us do.
Oh man, I was just talking about MySpace the other day, and I miss MySpace.
Oh.
You don't miss it? Like
I miss like thinking that I knew how to code by like changing 2 or 3 things, and like that was fun.
dude, Alan, since you're really good at coding now, imagine having a MySpace. How souped up your own page would be.
Oh man, dude.
He'd have the moving background, the shimmering background.
Yeah.
Right? And he'd have like the different colored letters, or
Yeah.
have like the matrix letters falling through.
He would have like a dope ass bio too. It'd be super short.
What would
My
it
name's
say?
ABOOO, and I'm here to slay puss.
His profile picture is him with hella bitches.
It's him photoshopped onto like Mr. Universe.
Sorry, you know.
And then,
Hugh Hefner.
and then like there's like a watermark on it that says this photo has not been altered. And then in the corner it says based on a true story.
We're making his page sound horrible. That sounds like he's not good at
That's
coding.
actually one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Alan, on your
Wait, you've seen
MySpace,
this actually?
No,
Oh, okay, I was
I'm
about-
seeing it
sorry.
in my mind's
Okay, I was
eye
about
is
to
what
say-
I mean.
you had a
know,
MySpace, right?
I did.
Yeah, I think you were like my number 1 or number 2. I think you were like my number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, I
Something
think you were
like
my
that.
number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that crazy? Like they
That was the
gave you a
thing,
top
man.
8. And you're just right there,
There was some
visibly.
drama, dude.
Do you want to make
Yeah.
sure all your friends know exactly where you have them in your lifestyle?
Oh, dude, and if you pissed someone off, they would go from 7 to 8 or not even be on the top 8 anymore. And it would stir up so much middle school drama.
Is that stirring up more drama than when you went from like in a relationship to it's complicated? Do you remember when Facebook had it, it's complicated?
yeah.
What a fucked up way to say, like, now I'm willing to cheat. Like, that's what it's complicated means, right? I don't know anybody who's marked it's complicated on Facebook and wasn't like, who puts it on that and then's like, time to move it back to dating.
What
Like,
I think
it's
that
complicated. I'm going through a divorce.
I think they just want attention. Is all it is.
Well, isn't that what Facebook's for, period?
Well, it's just like posting something sad, like a sad, ambiguous, like, it's fine anyway. Sometimes you're good, but people don't recognize that. And then, like, you leave it there.
We've definitely talked about this. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely...
Well, it's just a grab. Yeah.
It's a fishing hook without any lure.
Sure. Yes.
I don't know how to fish. I've never actually gone fishing.
Same. But with MySpace, I liked that you could have a profile song. Do you guys remember your profile songs?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
What was mine?
Coming in the air tonight.
That was not yours, was it?
No, I don't think that'd be a great one.
I'd be like, this guy's really intense.
Just start at the drum solo.
I think mine was like something super sappy.
I didn't have a MySpace, actually. I didn't have MySpace until way later.
Oh.
Way later. After when Justin Timberlake bought it up. Or bought part of it. Remember when Justin Timberlake was trying to make MySpace a cool thing again?
Like a music platform,
Yeah,
right?
they're like, this is
Yeah.
a platform for creators now. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
no, that's still MySpace.
It still exists. I just want to be able to see my original page, but like our profiles still exist, but all you see is your picture and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
No, that's not fun. I want them. Melissa and I
it's
were
not
talking. When I was intoxicated, I get hopped up. I just want to like try to create an idea that like that could blow up. And I was like, what if we made some sort of like something like MySpace-esque, like just to bring back the nostalgia, because like Facebook, just for the fun of it. I don't know how much that would sell, but like I feel like if you could get your friends to like, hey, make this profile for like where you could like code your own page and actually decorate it just for the kicks and giggles of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to go about that, but I think there's something there. Like, because there is, I've had this MySpace talk a bunch, and like there's obvious nostalgia and people miss it, and like I think there is a demographic for that.
You and your friends.
Me and my friends and other people that miss MySpace.
Just, hey, baddies, reach out to us if you miss MySpace. I am curious to see how many people actually like actively think about MySpace, top of the mind things like Christian does. I know. Every morning you wake up and the first things you say are, gotta get MySpace going. And then people are just like, whoa, Christian.
Back then, dude, the first thing people would check,
Of course,
because you're wondering if your crush hit you up or
First thing
commented
people
on
do-
your thing.
Same thing with Instagram and Facebook. It's never changed. I just think it's tough to take on Facebook now. I think Facebook has really seated themselves firmly in like the world that it's going to be hard to get a social media platform to take on a giant like that.
But remember when Snapchat was like super big? Like, and now it still exists, but it's died down a bit. But like, we all kind of raised an eyebrow when Instagram started adding stories. We're just like, is this even gonna work? And now stories on Instagram are just popping off. You could watch stories forever and ever and ever.
And
It used to
Reels.
just be posts.
Now
And
Reels are big
Reels
because of
is a thing.
TikTok.
Exactly.
Instagram just kind of like looks around and they're like,
Let me take that.
we can do that.
Let me
too.
take
Could
that.
do it better.
We can put filters on our camera. That's easy, guys.
It's crazy, man. Social media is insane.
Well, Facebook's going to rule the world. Facebook and Apple.
I believe it. Those are like conglomerate businesses.
I was thinking of a way to mix them together, but the only thing I could come up with was Fapple, and that's not good.
That's not good. If you have to say FAP in a company name, that's not good
And
at
an
all.
Apple Book sounds like a computer of some sign.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
I'm not gonna.
Mine's Rapture.
I know. Velociraptor.
Have you ever, I told you about the Creationist Museum me and my cousin went to in Palm Springs?
Yeah.
I recently found out that there's another version of that out in Kentucky that is a scale replica of Noah's Ark.
That's insane.
And there are dinosaurs in the Ark.
How do you know a scale? How does anyone know how big Noah's Ark is?
It's written
Like the numbers, really?
it's like 80 cubits by 500 cubits by 50 cubits. Like they explain exactly how what the Ark looks like. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and weird how we just like can't find it, right? It should be easy to find. But anyways, they built this one in Kentucky, and my point is, there's two dinosaurs on that boat.
Yeah.
And I think that seeing those, because they have like giraffes and stuff, like they have animals in there and stuff. That's worth the price of admission. I just want to see the raptors.
Can you imagine Noah though being like,
trying
hey,
to feed the raptors?
just like trying to get them on the fucking ark? hey, get on! No.
He could have let the cockroaches go. He didn't have to put those on there. You know what I mean?
He grabbed them like this. We're gonna save you guys. No. Fuck it. The cockroaches can survive through anything. I think they survived the flood.
Then he sees a unicorn go by and he's just like, fuck you.
We already got horses. Why do y'all need
I
horns?
hate you horny bitches. Spiders, get on there. All 8 legs. Let's go.
Let's go. House flies. I want to see
What's the
Noah catching these animals.
What's like the worst? Do you think he had like an do you think he worried about water animals?
No. The flood. If anything, that's when a bunch of water species were made.
However, aren't polar bears drowning because the ice caps are melting?
Yeah.
So he had to have put like polar bears on there.
Yeah, they're for sure polar bears.
And kangaroos. Did he put kangaroos on the ark and then just release them in Australia?
Yeah, did he like make pit stops for
Yeah.
each like animal that was like specified to a certain continent?
He's just like, you, kangaroo, will be the mascot of this land. And then he like takes his lemurs to like Madagascar and he's like, you will be only here and part of India. That'll really fuck with all of them. And
So
like,
koalas, you're just like, all right, you are right here, and here's a little bit of chlamydia,
right.
and you guys.
it's fine. Eat any leaf. It's going to get you high.
Eat anything.
Just anything. It's going to get. And then they're like, elephants, you with the small ears. Over there in Africa. You with the small ears. Over there in India. You with the big ears. Over there in Africa. And it's just like,
Mammoths. He dealt with mammoths, right?
oh, get in Russia. Get to Russia, but not too long.
And just a few of you. Oh, man.
That makes way more sense than, the Earth being here for hundreds of billions of years.
Pangea is like an insane idea.
What's even crazier to me is that Pangea happened a number of times. It didn't happen just once.
Wait, you mean like it came back together and then
That's how
separated?
long the
and
Earth
then
has
back
been-
together? Mm-hmm. Wait.
Multiple times. We've had 3 or 4 supercontinents on this Earth, and they've come together, they've mushed, and they smushed, and
Oh,
they
they
come apart,
smushed
and
again. I thought you were telling me that they separated and went back into what they were.
Not
and then-
exactly. No.
Okay.
No, but they would like move and shit, and then like asteroids come, and the Earth was very pliable up until about like 400,000 years ago, and then
That's insane.
the dinosaurs died, and the little rats came out, and we're like, it's time for mammals, and it was great.
Wow.
We never looked back. Grew some thumbs, cut our hair,
Well-
got a job, drove a car.
I know this is the end, and this is gonna open up a
gonna
can of
kill me?
worms. But like, imagine like that's such a complicated origin of species in life already, just for this one planet.
Sure.
Now imagine what it is with other planets and other solar systems with different atmospheres. Like, what was their origin of life? Like, what's their story?
That's why it's weird in Star Wars, so many people are white. And they're all humans for the most part. It's weird. Like, you don't really even
a
see
lot
a
of
bunch of
humanoids.
aliens. And on Tatooine. Why are all the humans white on Tatooine? You would think if that's
They'd be
it,
darker.
They should be. They have 2 suns. They should
Yeah.
have a lot of melatonin in their
Oh,
skin.
they are. And Anakin's a white motherfucker.
They all are.
Whoa, and so is Shmi.
Shmi has a little bit of a tan. Shmi's got a little bit of a tan. I'll give her that.
Okay,
She got
okay.
like a good, but a burn, suntan burn.
Yeah.
But
There's no black people. There's no brown people.
they
on
should be at
Tatooine.
least Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Can like the alien species get tans?
Depends on their skin.
Like Kit Fisto, a dark Kit Fisto.
Plo Koon.
How does Plo Koon look like after a tan?
Well, does Goku tan?
Well, how come Goku doesn't burn up when he goes Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
That's burning
yeah.
his skin, right?
And
Questions.
Superman gets his powers from the sun. He should also be black.
Yeah.
What's your question, sir, in the front?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've too many. Like this is we'll save it for another highly relevant.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
Ooh.
Is that me?
I don't know. That was very loud, though, wasn't it?
That was me on accident.
Oh. All right. Well, Alan, once again, thank
Has
you for
ruined the
being here.
episode. Oh,
No. Alan, can you sign us out? We're going to have to come up with a segment for Alan.
Alan, can you sign us
man.
out? The school won't let us leave unless we have a guardian release us.
Sign us off. I'm sorry.
How do you sign off?
Just say bye to the baddies. I don't know.
Bye, baddies. We'll see you next week. Come watch our episodes Tuesday and Thursday
Ooh, oh,
on YouTube. And
we haven't told them what we're watching.
We're watching Due Date
We watched Say together.
together.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Due
Due
date.
date.
So I'm teaching myself how to speak backwards. I'm learning how to say Madison Rose backwards.
I know you. Don't.
Zornedism. So, guys, if you can reverse that for me, baddies.
Bye.
Be that bad, oh, it can't 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 be that bad.
Baddies, thank you for listening. We are brought to you by companies like M3 is 3D. And if you want to get more information about them, click their link in the description below. If you want to learn a little bit more about us, see some old episodes, buy some merch, check it out on ICBTB.com. Of course, you can always get in contact with us there and on our socials at ICBTB Podcast. And that's good stuff. Thank you.